to be honest, sometimes I use Glen, but also only like for a cardio session.
Okay. So
Maybe
you use,
sometimes, let's say I wouldn't have access to Johanbein, so I would then just take 20 micrograms of Glen. For the fat burner part, I have to say I need to make a video anyways about your Rauschwoll Johanbein.
Raoul sign.
Because Johanbein is Johanbein is the best fat burner in my opinion. Because now look why. If you have a good cardio partner, let's say, imagine you wake up in the morning, you take your 5 milligrams of Johanbein, take a coffee, whatever, and then go back to the bedroom and go with your cardio partner. You have a better performance in bed. And
a lot of people don't realize that it helps your dick function. Better hard-ons with Johanbein or Raoul sign.
It is so good because when you are dieting, you are already in a calorie deficit, and so you are not in the mood that much and all that. So, or maybe also if you are eating that less calories, your libido might be really bad. So you bring in the Johanbein, you fix both problems, man. You fix it. Like I said, you stay up in the morning, empty stomach, use it, and then go smash it for an hour, bro. You have a really good time and you're burning fat.
Do you notice the difference between the Raoul sign and like I don't know if you know that we actually use alpha Johanbein. It's like a different version of Johanbein that makes you feel less. I get like clammy and hypoglycemic feeling when I use normal Johanbein, whereas Raoul sign is alpha Johanbein. It's a bit more potent, but it's also slightly different where it doesn't make you feel like I can't even work out on Johanbein, to be honest. It makes me feel like
I swear. Yeah. Oh, Johanbein is nothing to work out with. Johanbein is purely, this is what I would even have it in the gym. I finish my workout, and let's say 10 minutes before I finish my workout, I would pop the Johanbein so that when I finish my workout, I go on the treadmill. So it's already kind of like getting absorbed. And then only for cardio purposes. If I'm using it when I'm training, you probably know when you're pressing some heavy weight and you just like start to shake all over the body. And it's just like makes you feel weird.
Some companies, they put Johanbein in their pre-workouts because it's like, you can definitely feel it. It makes you really like on edge, but I feel like that fucks up your workouts, to be honest. So that's why we don't put it in any of the pre-workouts, and we have it separately in the Raoul sign product by itself. I can't work out on Johanbein at all, dude. It's brutal.
I get a goosebumps and all that stuff.
Yeah, it makes you feel like actually hypo. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's really strange. This is why it's also for me, Johanbein, I would use it only for this like 1 hour period where I'm actually want to burn fat. So let's say I pop the Johanbein, I'm not eating. I'm going for my cardio. Once I come back, I'm bringing in carbs because carbs just make me feel less shitty when I use the Johanbein. Because you know how it is. If you not eat much and you're not low in carbs and you use the Johanbein, the effect kind of hits you harder.
Yeah. So I'm assuming because you don't like the shaking and because you have the muscle rippling thing, you probably avoid Clen like entirely, right? Because that would make your cramps even worse, right? Yeah.
I remember these days, I was always like hearing, okay, Clen. So I was like, want to try? I would use 20 micrograms. I'm like, oh my goodness, man, like what the fuck is going on? I cannot take this. Like I was like, I feel so uncomfortable, like nervous and stuff. Like maybe it was more in my head that the real effect, but it was just like, well, I can't use. And then like people would tell me about the cramps. So no, to be honest, sometimes I use Clen, but also only like for a cardio session.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes, let's say I wouldn't have access to Johanbein, so I would then just take 20 micrograms of Clen pre-cardio and that's it. But I really don't like it much, man. I don't really see the benefit of it. I mean, there's again this thing that you should bump it up until 120 micrograms to get the anti-catabolic effect of it, which you just don't want to bump it up to 120 micrograms because you feel so bad. And it's just like, I found out this is a big pro tip for everyone, like information. If something that you think you might take to have a better performance or to burn more fat or whatever, nice. But if this stuff also makes you feel bad so that it decreases your performance, you might just want to skip it completely and just work harder as you are able to perform better, which then in the end results in burning more calories, then the fat burner would give you the.
It's like some people, they use DNP and like it works. I don't know if you've heard of DNP before. That's stuff that Tony Hughes used to use to rip fat off. And it works.
I never tried,
It works really well, but you feel so shitty on it that you might not even end up doing your cardio. You might not even be able to work out. If you do work out, the workout might be shit quality. So it's definitely like, even if it works the best, it might like kill your everything else so much that it's like not even worth using. You know what I mean? So sometimes less drugs actually works better, as like paradoxical as that sounds.
Big time. Similar, let's say maybe it's a comparable with melanotan. If people know that stuff, it's would take for tanning.
Yeah.
And if you take it, it would also make you feel so bad.
You can't even eat.
So you also have to, so you have to value that. You say, maybe you get less tan, but you not feel like shit all day, or you need more tan, more fast, but then be okay that you feel really bad. So this is the like value it up. So
the
sometimes using something extra.
Only time I would use melanotan is when I'm in a calorie deficit and I'm like starving, because it would be like the nausea with my hunger would like even out to just be like nothing, and then I would just not be hungry.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
True. People, I know some of my friends, they would also use it. Just say that helps me to not feel hungry, because the nausea feeling. With the fasting, kind of like it gets you through the day without worrying about food, because you're more worried about you feeling sick somehow.
What do you use for, like, so you mentioned you use the alpha yohimbine for your cardio now, like through Gorilla Mind. Sometimes you'd use Clen in the past when you didn't have access to yohimbine. For melanotan, I'm assuming like you sometimes use it, or because like
I would sometimes. I swear I still have some also, but I would just never use it, because I feel too bad on it, and then I'm just like, it's more for the tanning purpose, right? So for this stuff, I don't necessarily really need it. But then when I would be in Germany during winter time, it's maybe like maybe something to consider. But still, as this stuff is also not too well tested on humans, it's not like you should use it forever anyways.
True. So have you ever used anything
which
like
I know a lot of
T3
I know
or
a lot
anything?
Of bodybuilder. Nope, never ever used T3 or T4, because always people told me like there might be the chance your thyroid stops working as good as it worked from like ever. Okay. So you might stop taking the medication and it would decrease your thyroid anyway. So you in general just never want to touch it, which I then never did.
Okay. So like no other fat burners really worth noting. It's just like a shit ton of cardio and hard dieting, basically.
Basically the cardio and that's it. Yeah, because always people, they would say like, Joe has such great genetics. I'm just like every day in the morning I'm killing myself for 60 minutes, bro.